What if your entire life could change with just one decision? This is the story of a man who was on the verge of giving up until a mysterious stranger handed him a simple note that changed everything. Ravi was an ordinary man drowning in disappointments. No matter how hard he tried, life always seemed to push him back. His business had failed twice, leaving him in deep debt. His personal relationships suffered because he was always stressed and frustrated. His self-confidence was at its lowest, and he constantly felt like a failure. One evening, Ravi found himself sitting alone on a park bench, staring blankly at the ground. The weight of his failures pressed heavily on his shoulders. He whispered to himself, "Maybe I am just meant to fail. Maybe success is not for people like me." He felt hopeless, trapped in a life that seemed impossible to change. As Ravi sat lost in his thoughts, an old man approached him. He had a kind face, wise eyes, and a presence that radiated calmness. "Why do you look so defeated, young man?" he asked in a soothing voice. At first, Ravi hesitated, but something about the old man made him open up. He poured out his heart, talking about all his failures, struggles, and the hopelessness he felt. The old man listened patiently, nodding as Ravi spoke. When Ravi finished, the old man smiled and said something strange. "What if I told you that you still have one last chance to change your life?" Ravi looked at the old man with confusion. "How?" he asked. "I've tried everything. I worked hard, but nothing worked. What can I do now?" The old man reached into his pocket and handed Ravi a small, folded note. "This contains the secret to success," he said. "But remember, it only works if you truly believe in it." Ravi's hands trembled as he unfolded the note. Inside, there were only a few simple words. "You are one decision away from a completely different life." Ravi stared at the words, expecting something more. "That's it?" he asked, feeling a little disappointed. The old man just smiled and nodded. "Yes, that's it. Now, the choice is yours." At first, Ravi was skeptical. Could changing his life really be as simple as making one decision? But as he walked home, the words kept repeating in his mind. He realized that every great change in life begins with a single decision. Instead of blaming luck or circumstances, he finally took responsibility for his failures. "If I want a different life, I must make different choices," he thought. That night, for the first time in years, he felt a spark of hope. The next morning, Ravi woke up with a new mindset. He decided that he would no longer make excuses or dwell on failures. Instead, he would take action. He started learning from his past mistakes instead of repeating them. He read books, attended business seminars, and found mentors who had succeeded where he had failed. He changed his daily routine, waking up early and focusing on productive habits. He stopped surrounding himself with negative people who doubted him. Slowly, things started to change. His confidence grew. His work improved. He began to see small successes, and those small successes gave him the motivation to keep pushing forward. Months later, Ravi faced his biggest challenge yet. His new business was on the verge of collapsing again due to financial problems. Fear started creeping back into his mind. "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm just not meant for success," he thought. But then he remembered the note. "You are one decision away from a completely different life." Instead of giving in to fear, he made a decision. He would not quit. He explored new ideas, sought help from experts, and found creative ways to keep his business alive. He worked harder than ever before. This time, he refused to fail. After months of struggle, Ravi's efforts finally paid off. His business not only survived, but started thriving. Customers appreciated his work, and opportunities he had once lost began returning to him. His relationships improved, and he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. One day, Ravi returned to the same park, hoping to find the old man and thank him. But the old man was nowhere to be seen. He asked around, but no one knew who he was talking about. Then Ravi smiled. He realized something powerful. The real mentor was not the old man, but his own belief in himself. The old man had simply guided him to see what had always been inside him: the power of choice. Your life is shaped by your choices. One decision, one mindset shift, and one act of courage can change everything. Never give up, because success is always one step beyond failure.